Hold up. Nope. Oh, okay. So the computer is barely visible. I think that'll do. Current time is 1:03 p.m. Okay. There. Okay. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me just get the stream up on my phone and we can begin. Alright. I guess we're here then. Oh, okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Even December 25th?
Considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy.
Good for him.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I didn't realize I could move that quickly. Just looking around. Okay, let's get out of here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What's the interact button?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Gosh, this is giving me jumping hot dog vibes all over again.
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. Alright, we're on the hunt for 417. No.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437, alright. Where's 437? 436. 437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415 on it. That's 417. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
437. Woo! I'm having fun. Also, I did this completely by accident. 437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine. Where? Oh.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417, here we come.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419's desk. Got it. Wherever it is. 419's desk.
Yes! This is great!
Hi.
You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416, here we go.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
He's going nuts. The coffee machine, here we come.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes!
5. Yay!
We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Gold trophy
You
already.
earned it, Stanley. Nothing could
And I
hold
got a
you
new
back.
milestone.
Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Dang, I got 2 trophies just for clicking on the door by accident and then starting a side
When
quest.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should I? Yeah, let's do it. Well, what we found.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No. No, you do not do that. Fair enough. I wouldn't be surprised if those were made on Microsoft. Yes.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around
Yes.
and got back on track.
No.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Just
No
the way I
reason
like
to
it.
still be here.
Come on.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I think I know what that's meant to mean.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because
Please
it's
offer me
tape
some
school.
explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because it's cool. Also, why is there no collision
You do
here?
realize there's no choice
there
or
is
anything
collision.
in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't
Nope.
even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I
Tough.
never would have thought to mention it.
Tough. I like
To
Mr.
you,
Broom
this is
Closet.
somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Well, no, it is my favourite now. Because it's the only one I've got.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen.
No, I'm still moving about.
In a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello?
No.
Anyone who happens to be nearby?
I have headphones on.
The computer is dead.
I have headphones on.
Prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Okay, he's not going to talk again.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's down here? Nothing. Alright, fine, we'll go upstairs. Why don't I have shoes or legs? I don't know.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
No. I can't walk down there for some reason, so... Bye.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Interesting. But what if I just... Well, bye.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I can't wait to find out either. Okay, bye.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising
Girl, just try the
narrative.
FNAF method.
I'm
Nope.
bolted to the edge of my seat.
Well, oh well. Bye.
Incredible. Now he's going back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Who knows? Should I...
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, I know. It's scary. I think it's the boss's office again.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Oh. Huh? What is going on?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Oh. No. No, not again. What is going on? Why is that bird so thirsty?
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my work, of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before.
I know.
No frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Yeah, exactly. Fine, one more time. He's not even talking anymore. He's just that annoyed.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment.
Oh.
Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Oh, great.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think, to anticipate,
I wonder what it could
and then
be.
to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it.
This is unique
No, I
and
thought it was
different.
something unique.
It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Wait, what?
We're here.
Huh? Oh, lucky I did it one last time.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How did we do it? The pyramids. The guy who went to Mars. I thought that was a basketball. Ow. An evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes.
Wait,
here
that's
it
the
is,
Minecraft
just through
sound.
this door.
That was the Minecraft sound. The Stanley Parable. Stanley. Stanley. Oh my gosh. The world's first sentient machine.
All right. Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Yeah, let's go get him. The dude who came up with pizza. What a legend. Oh. What is going on? Ow. My ear. Oh, that's my first ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Fair enough.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I want a drink.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I know. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Well,
good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, there's 2 endings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You're okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
yeah, I know,
and Stanley
I know.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a Pikachu by its toe.
And so he
Don't care.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I see button, I gotta click.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Any day now.
Let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right.
Wait, is he doing the Konami code?
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Weird how its lights are on. Well, this isn't right.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wait, what happened if
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I do it again? What happens?
When Stanley... Wait,
huh?
what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm going this one. And I'm going this way. Man, what a brilliant detail this is. Oh. Huh? How?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see what happens. Oh.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, you can crouch. This is fun to crouch for some reason. In that case, let me just... Can I just, Nope. Okay, that mind. Hiya. Wow, where to now?
Aha!
Oh.
I knew we'd missed something. The story.
Ooh.
Here it comes.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Huh? What?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this
Me
the
neither.
story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what?
Not really.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
We
I know
finally
you put
won.
in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Good. I'm happy with that outcome.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
We love the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Wait, what? Why am I stepping through the
weird
chair?
back there? Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What? Ow. Yeah, this is fun. This is so stupid. Hi. What the heck is going on with the line? Huh? Mystery. Yo, this music's kind of vibe. Hi. Music's so much the vibe.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Smells of pollen. Anyway. Huh?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
Oh.
Is any of this ring? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Do I just, follow the line
Stanley,
again? Oh,
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people,
screw
right?
the adventure line.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
What direction? What direction? Oh, that direction. Well, that's not an employee room. This is a hallway.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a
Yep,
new
I
path,
know. It
a
is a
new
very
story.
new
Well,
one.
it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I got it through
Go
PlayStation
wild.
Plus, which I got for my
Use your
birthday.
imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Good, because this is a very,
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Give me the window. Fine, I shall not follow you, Mr. Mystery Line. I am just ignoring you. Byline. Yep.
Ah, a choice.
Ooh.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact,
I'm
I
going
believe I
right.
need a minute to think here. Just
Oh,
walk
not
in
again.
circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
I know.
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
I'm
And
taking
since
the right
the answer
door.
is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What if I just keep walking in circles? No. Okay.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Nonsense
That's
philosophy and
really
music.
how all this goes?
Well, that's what was happening
It's
earlier.
all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted
okay.
me?
Oh, wow.
Why don't I get to decide? Why
I
don't
know, we've only
get
gone
say
through a
in
few
all of this?
restarts at
Is it really?
this point.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Good for you.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
After a long
Something
time,
happened?
Stanley dies. Dang. Cruel.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know,
Oh, the
I
schedule.
suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
guessing that's
so
the
I hope
philosophy.
that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh. Just dokie dokied. Well, Adventure
All of
Line's
his
gone.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think the music's different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not
Tricked
the
ya.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace?
But that's not what
its
you said
subtle
last time.
charm?
I know.
No. Stanley knew
That's
it
not
was
what you
something
said.
deeper. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm going over here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, okay, it's a key card. Can I get a key card? I've already jumped off here, didn't I?
Look,
Well,
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
calm down,
investing your
GLaDOS.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but
I'm
you
going down
all
there.
this time. There's
I'm
someone
going
you've
down
been
there.
neglecting, Stanley.
Hey.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that
Danger.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
No, you
let me
don't.
prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your
Oh.
side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Do I do it, Brad? Do I do it? Okay, I'm going through blue.
Aha, perhaps
Oh.
you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Uh-huh.
I still don't think we're
Oh.
communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm going in moonwalking.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
I'm
Don't
not
you
running,
see
I'm
that it's
walking.
killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I
I
have a
thought
solution.
something had happened.
Here, let me show you.
Oh. Fine, this is gonna go on forever, isn't it? Alright, fine. Huh? What the heck is that?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Oh, boring.
Here.
What the heck is
Oh, it's
that
beautiful,
about?
isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley... No, wait. Where are you going?
Don't.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll
Oh,
lose
don't worry.
all of this.
Don't worry, it'll be fine, man. It'll be fine.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
These stairs do look kind of invisible. Maybe if I just...
No! Oh, thank God you lived. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Do a flip.
Stanley, let's go back to the other
Okay.
room. Can you do that for me?
No.
My
No,
God.
thank you.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
Oh, I
You'll
feel
throw
bad
yourself
now.
from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Geronimo!
Or
Oh my
maybe you're
gosh,
just getting
how?
a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
It's
I
for
just wanted
bread.
us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well,
It's for
this one
Mr.
is
Bread.
yours.
Wonder, I might not die after this fall. Okay. Geronimo 2!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Look at what you made me do, Bread.
Stanley had never seen the office
Huh?
this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Okay. Is it a sign?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
not
office,
this time.
hoping he might find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go in the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What the heck? Can I, table? Oh, almost got it.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Hi. What if I just... There's seriously nothing down there, huh? I've already done the ending where I keep going up and down the elevator, so let's actually do this properly now. Here we go. Let's have a look.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I want to escape. I would really like the escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
In that case...
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
Oh, okay, I guess I didn't go far enough in. Alright, let's get death ending. Oh, you can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it.
The door
okay,
behind
so that's
him was
why I
not
get
shut.
pressing X
Stanley
that much.
still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Too far now.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yum. Death time. Oh. What the heck? What?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
What the heck is
Perhaps his
going
death
on?
was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Oh.
And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Huh? Well, in we go. Huh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was
narrator's
obliterated
narrator.
as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, what? Huh? Well, I guess I'm definitely dead. What the heck?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When
Well,
every
this
path you can
isn't...
walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, I kind of like that. There. Picture taken. I've made it an NFT or whatever. The 2 doors. A set of 2 open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Filing cabinets, no way! More office computers. That one's lazy. That one's not lazy. That one's installing something. Well, thank you, Kevin Brighting. I think that's how you say it. An early version of the maintenance room. Cool. What? What war zone? What? Huh? Made fun of people who like shooters. Fair enough. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced that the Ultra Deluxe version of Stanley Parable Game Awards uses screenshots of the videos we made from the announcements of the game's delay. Fun! What's this? Initially planned. Here's a selection of the emails. Oh, cool. Have infinite. Oh, okay. That's very cool. The lounge, an early version of the lounge. Okay, alright, let's just keep going. What the heck? What? Oh, okay. I was a bit nervous then. What is going on? What? Of the Zending. Cool. The game is now paused. Well, alright, let's get out of here. Oh.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yep.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Why is my controller vibrating?
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Huh?
Turn off your PlayStation.
Oh,
There's no
wow.
other way to beat this game.
Well,
As long
you
as
can tell
move
what
forward,
console I'm
you'll be
on now.
walking someone else's path.
What?
Stop now,
What
and
the
it'll be
heck?
your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oh. Well, Stanley died. Well, that was interesting. What if I just... Nope, never mind.
All of his co-workers were... Wait,
what?
No. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Huh? What? What is going on?
When When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Fine.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Well, cool.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, let's finally go downstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it.
My fate
He
is
considered
sealed.
the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For
like
example,
why the rooms were
why
beaten.
couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Oh my
And at
gosh,
last,
it's all
he
strange.
came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
I mean,
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Yeah.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
This is depressing.
Stanley began screaming.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Okay, good.
Sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this.
This is Mariella, by the way.
Seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Fair enough. Well, that was enlightening.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Content.
New content? What does that mean?
416.
New content.
Let's see the new content. I love new content. Yes. New content. Ooh, boxes. Ooh.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Ooh.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Ooh.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
We love new content. Content. Come on.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Mind.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get the new content.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah, let's get the content. Ooh.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I've been waiting for this. The jump circle. I love this new content. What happens when it reaches 0? Well, I ran out of jumps. I guess Stanley's leg
Is that
broke.
it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more.
New
Very
content.
good.
More
Yes.
content.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
Oh.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Let's see this new content, man. Thank you
That's
for
it?
enjoying the new
Oh,
content.
you've got to be kidding me. You see,
Share
Stanley?
DLC.
This is
Share
what
DLC.
happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
It's X now.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
This is cool new
No
content.
frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Yeah,
What do you
content.
say, friend?
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Well, this is ominous.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Is this Among Us DLC? Coffee nut. Okay. Ah, wee.
Okay,
Among
you remember
Us.
how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Of course you would treasure that one. Who wouldn't? The Memory Zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind
Zone
you of how
sweet zone.
wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The original remake. Good times. Hey, we ain't even been to that one yet. A trip down memory lane. Smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable Alpha Test. And whatever that is up there. What's this? The Stanley Parable Demonstration. Dang, I'm guessing that's like the demo. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. British Academy Awards, Stanley Parable Game Innovation. Debut game. Story. I was a nominee for story. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. No, I want to sit down. I want to sit down. I like this music. Oh, never mind.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now...
Was it Animal Crossing?
It's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh. Oh. Ow. The original remake. Oh, the red and blue doors. Smiley face.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Carpet textures. No, let me in. The serious room. I want to see the serious room. I can't actually do it because...
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Call of Duty. This is Call of Duty bit of the memory zone.
Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas,
the
extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny!
Unfunny.
Funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Unfunny. Oh, the way you said that was funny. Oh, no. Oh, great. Hey, there's a good one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It's alright, man. Right, this one's drowning.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Oh, you were gonna regret that, man.
A skip button?
Oh.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh. Nope. Okay, fine.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you with just... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertip. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting... Oh, Stanley. You're back.
Oh, no.
You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much
Gosh, the
time.
clock's broke.
I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
Do it. Oh. Oh. Clock's still broken. Oh. I think he's dead.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed.
Shush. Oh great, the clock's fallen.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
So that's where it came from. Oh. Plant check. Plant check, are you there? There he is. He's alive. Goodbye. This one's probably the most peaceful one, even if plant check is even worse. I'm surprised how Stanley doesn't even have moss on him. Okay, never mind. This is the most peaceful one. Even if the leaves are doing that. Plant check. Plant check. This is pretty peaceful music. Never mind. Ominous. Too ominous. Get me out of here. It's kind of creepy, actually. Oh. 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 Where's this ominous? I know. Goodbye. Oh, of course we get the end. There's never the end. There's never the...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, new content. That's what I like.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Well, let's get this over with again. New content. We love the new content. More new content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the
Stanley Parable 2. Wrong way.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
What? Whatness? Oh, the bastard. New. Cool red section of the charts. They're back, the 2 doors, yo. Hey, the PowerPoint. Oh, thanks for attending my meeting. Oh, that's brilliant.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Ooh. A prequel to Stanley Parable. 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. Okay. 2. New features. Oh, I thought that was a vent. New content bus. Expo Hall 2.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I saw the new content. I kind of want to scan that QR code. I wonder if these are actual shirts. So I just got a bunch of phlegm in my throat. I don't know why. Let's see what's down here.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Well, I say we go with screenshots. Heh. Oh, okay. Get well someday and happy 12th birthday, Semis. Hey, Stanley, what should we go with? I say we go with Denise.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
Oh.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on. Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Right, let's go. Every pause button is a novel. Another PlayStation one.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
A bucket.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You
There
see,
he
Stanley,
comes like an
anytime
angel.
you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Like
As
an
long as you
angel.
hold onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
hey, no swear.
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh.
Can you feel it?
Yep.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All
the
this
bucket.
and more
Just pick it up.
you in the Stanley Parable too.
Let's go.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
No,
That
no.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
Jump circle. Free and easy trophy. Can't believe it's that simple. Trophy. I need the trophy. Pull the lever, receiving a new trophy. No more steps. Get yours right here.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident?
Collectibles.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I want a test trophy. No, it's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way to get my trophy. Pull me, please. Give me the trophy. I hate you.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Infinite hole. Ooh, sounds fun. Ooh, no screenshots, eh? Hehe, took a screenshot. Oh, nothing happens. I thought something would happen. Okay, let's go find the infinite hole. Depth infinite.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Oh.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
No, we have to... have to do this.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
No, I'm good. See, look how tiny up is going.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly
like
deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinite?
Sorry about that.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Should I,
Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Just wanted to see if you got any other voice lines.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
Oh my god.
Okay. Yes.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lies. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
But why is it not working?
Teleport button not working?
Hi.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Nothing.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Well, I'm ditched with the hole. Now what? Oh. What the heck? What's going on? Oh, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down. Away we go. What is going on? What is going on? What?
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
What's
using up
going
the space of mine. My head's stronger. You're
What?
no longer.
Stanley?
Using up the space of mine.
Oh, he's upside down.
My head's stronger. You're no longer. Using up the space of
No.
mine. My head's stronger.
Oh, no.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
Oh.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So
I know.
how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Bye. Can you do that again, please, Hole? Oh, here we go again. Oh. Game. Why is it loading for so long? Oh, okay. Alright.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh, hear your name in the game. I want to hear
For
Ashton.
the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And
Too
of
big,
course,
just
the
right,
first
too
and most
small.
obvious answer
Calm
is
down,
that they want to
Goldilocks.
be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Mm-hmm. Well, say my name. Say Ashton.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim.
Alright, I'm
really
Jim now.
Simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Oh,
here we
gosh,
go.
I'm
Let's
Jim.
take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm
I
Jim.
want
I
you to
love
imagine
blooming
yourself
football.
living as Jim,
Hey, I'm talking.
sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Alright, I'm Jim. I love football, and, yeah. I just broke up with my other friend called
Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Yep, I'm Jim. I love myself, and I'm playing Stanley Parable, where it's gonna say my name apparently.
Jim.
Yo!
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's
Wait,
take a
just
break
running.
from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Well, no, I'm Jim.
Oh there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
No, no.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No! I am no longer Jim. Just plain old Ashton. Just plain old Ashton's back. Forget you,
I
Jim.
suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually
Fair.
save me the... An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would
It
go at
should
the end of
be
the...
me, not it, not the
well,
button.
we'll figure that out later.
Oh, okay. Can I, epilogue. Ooh. What if I just go back? Epilogue. Nope. Okay, nothing. Mostly infinite hole. Settings world champion. Ooh. I want to be the settings world champion. No, 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 no. Boo. I wanted to have settings. Jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's...
Yo.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Well, this is a cool circle. Collectibles. Ooh. Can you find them?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Me. Well, all these people want one, but only I get one. 5 more to collect. Bye.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I know, who would want to do that? Okay. I think I've gotten everything. So let's go. Let's get out of here. I've already been to the jump circle.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to
Yes.
move on now?
I'm certain. Hey, that's kind of cool. No screenshots. Take a screenshot.
Stanley, what do you think?
Oh.
Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Hold on.
As long as
Let
the
me do a
achievement
different
works.
arrangement.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
yes,
No,
yes,
I've seen the
this
collectible.
Is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Is it just
Who
red
am I kidding,
carpet?
Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original
Genshin
game.
reference.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Yo.
Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, let's see. Yo. Yo, that's sick. Good job.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company
there's the
in a big building
balloons.
where he was
There's the
employee
balloons.
number 427.
Get well sometime
Employee
soon.
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might...
Sorry. There they are.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Get well
decided
sometime
to go to the meeting
soon.
room. Perhaps he
Someday.
had simply missed a memo.
Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Hey. Bucket, bucket, bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Hey, that's new. Let's just see what
Still
happens
no
if
one
we
was
just...
here. Stanley needed
Oh,
the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find
Nope, we're going
answers.
back. We're going back.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No.
You can feel that, can't you? The
No,
aura
no.
of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Nope, you're not having
I
him.
can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
I won't.
I know how hard it must be.
I won't.
Given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
I
This
know.
is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Yeah,
You can't hand it over. Oh, no.
never.
Getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
Yep.
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting
No.
friends?
No, we are.
That your
We are.
relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort
Screw
of
you,
kinship
broom
towards any
closet.
inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well,
No.
I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really
Screw you.
tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand
You're
on the
the
wide
demeaning.
variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
I'm gonna
Share
kick
your
you.
journal entries detailing the
What?
rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they
Are you
have
implying I'm
changed and
sketching?
evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Screw you. Screw you, broom closet. Forget you. Frick. Oh.
Okay, I've got
Okay.
you something which I think will help settle this
Huh?
debate once and for all. Here we go.
Up.
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your
Screw you.
meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah. Do you say anything else?
All
Yep.
right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yep. Come on, bucket. Let's go see.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even
Forgot
now,
what the code
in his
was.
darkest of
I know
hours,
it's
did the
4
bucket's
something.
warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Can
At
we
this
just get
point,
on with
Stanley
it?
was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
I did.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near
I
the
globe.
bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh, 2845. There it
But
is.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Let's go. Wait, what if I try and do the museum ending again with the bucket? Loading, 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 loading.
The elevator raced downward.
Okay, I got 5
plummeting
minutes
towards
left,
an unknown
so,
fate. It would be
let's
all
just do
Stanley
this
could do
one.
to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty,
Let's just
he would
do
be
the
all right.
straightforward one.
The bucket is here
The
for
one
you,
I ain't done
Stanley.
for you.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, let's go. Go get him,
Stanley and the
Stanley.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Jim.
Lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Yeah.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Yeah.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Yeah. Well. Now what? Oh, power facility. Okay, I see. Well.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Do I press the off or the on? Oh, that was loud.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Oh.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Huh?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
No. No.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Dang. Well. Okay. Ryan's in here. Alright. Ta-ra then. Have a good day.